In this class we want to talk about a company's competitors. So, to start, a successful marketing plan involves a continuous analysis of a company's competitors. Clearly, the marketing initiative cannot be conducted in a vacuum. It must recognize that there are competitors, if there are any. But most companies have competitors, and the marketing plan must recognize this fact. And there are two main types of competitor that we need to consider: direct and indirect competitors. And the rest of this talk will be concerned with the differences between them and what they are. It's important that a company distinguishes between its direct and indirect competitors, as this allows an organization to define its goals and mission and its missions properly. As I said earlier, most companies have competitors of some form, and there must be explicit recognition of this fact for good management, for setting realistic targets, to have a good mission, and the existence of the competitors must be incorporated into the marketing plan. So, let's start by looking at direct competitors. These are companies that offer the same products and services to customers and clients. The same. So they are the same products, and this means that there is direct competition. They are competing exactly with the same products. So the group of companies have the same targeted field of clients, customers and demographics. The companies are aiming at the same customers. So the competition can be quite fierce. Using the same approaches in advertising, or may introduce news, information of products and services to target demographics. Now, what this means is that if it's the same product aimed at the same market, the companies must try to create some sort of differentiation. It may be imagined, but there must be recognition of some sort of difference, perhaps in after-sales service or in celebrity endorsement, or it could be some sort of branding or whatever. So even though there is no real difference, the companies have it in their minds to try and create perhaps a psychic difference. The point is, these are direct competitors. It's essentially the same product aimed at the same people. Indirect competitors, well, these provide a substitute product or service in the same market. So it's not exactly the same product, but it's a substitute. It's similar. They could vary the product and try to introduce a more appealing or a more environmentally friendly or a cheaper version of the product. So if customers go for that, then the company's product will not be sold, because the customers may be attracted to the indirect competitors. So it's important to identify the indirect competitors. And there are ways to identify indirect competitors through the marketing plan. First of all, consider the business as a whole. Determine what are the problems and the demands of customers. Look critically at the customer and try to work out what are the problems and the demands of the customer. Determine what is absolutely core. What are the core problems? What problem does the customer face that is absolutely overwhelming. That's the central problem. And then try to develop a solution to this problem. Try to address the problem. Now, identify the indirect competitors. Well, undertake market research. That's one obvious way of trying to find out who they are. Find out their products and services. See how closely related they are to the company's product. Find out the price, obviously, how much is the product in the marketplace. Because although it's not a direct competitor, it's an indirect competitor, and it may influence the buying patterns of the customers. What's the unique selling point of the product? Has it varied the product in some way that makes it more attractive? Is it more environmentally friendly? Can it be disposed of in an ecological manner? Can it, what's the unique selling point? Why should somebody want to buy the product? Just as important, find out what the weaknesses are. What are the weaknesses of the product? What are the downsides of that product? And try to address that in some innovation in the product within the business. If you can find the weaknesses that the competitors have got, perhaps in their product or in their overall strategy, and you can address that, then it's possible to perhaps beat them. Examples of direct and indirect competitors. Well, let's consider just a very simple example here. Let's consider we have a small Greek restaurant, and it meets the needs of customers who like Greek food. Its direct competitors are other Greek restaurants in the same locality that offer essentially the same style of cooking and the same ambience, the same atmosphere. So if you take a city with some area that's got several Greek restaurants, they're in direct competition with each other. The indirect competitors are the supermarkets and the retail centres that sell, say, ready-to-eat Greek food. It's not offering the same service or experience, but their position in the market can't be ignored. Instead of going to the restaurant, people may buy takeaway food from a supermarket, Greek food, take it home and heat it up or whatever, and watch television. So it's there is an element of that. It's possible to use Porter's 5 force model to analyse this situation, and Porter's 5 forces is dealt with in a separate class. So this short class just talked about direct and indirect competition and gave us an insight into the nature of both. And that really concludes this class. So thank you for watching.